What's up, y'all? I'm out here at the range, as you can see back behind me. Been out here doing some pretty interesting testing today. Nice weather out here today. Started out real cloudy, but it was very nice for getting rid of this glare. Now the sun's come out, so I'm probably gonna have to fight with the glare on this one, but it shouldn't be nothing I can't handle to get this one done. So as usual, we got the jelly contraption set up with the chrono and 2 blocks of gel. Now, like I said, I've done a couple of tests in this one so far, so this far block is pretty full. A couple little bits snuck into this front one, but we still should have plenty of room to get this one done. Now, as you can see, and pretty much the whole purpose of this retest here is the heavy clothing barrier with the layer of denim, the layer of fleece, and 2 layers of the cotton t-shirt material. So what we're checking out here is some ammo that I tested quite a while back without the heavy clothing, and it's actually one of the most popular ammo testing videos that I've got, period. And I've had a lot of people want me to retest this stuff through this clothing, so that's what we're doing here today. So what we got here is some good old Ammo Inc. 9mm jacketed hollow point. We've got the 115 grainers and the 124 grainers. As you can see, there's your cartridge there. Not really sure exactly what projectile this is, but just a regular old brass case on it. Now, as far as the ballistics on the box, the 115 grain is saying 1160 feet per second. The 124 is saying 1120. Now, if I remember correctly, both of these performed pretty well in the gel on that bare gel test. As far as the velocity, I want to say that these 115s hit that 1100, but I don't think these 124s even hit 1000. So I could be wrong on that. If it's something drastically different than what I just said, I'll put it up here on the screen, but I'm very curious to see, just to refresh my memory, what these things actually did. And then as far as the tool, we're using the same thing we did on that first go round, the Taurus GX4 with the 3-inch barrel. So like I said, this stuff did pretty well in the bare gel from what I can remember, but I'm a little bit worried what's going to happen with it through this cloth. Let's get this stuff set up and let's check it out. All right, let's see what these speeds actually are through the 3-inch barrel. I'm going to do a 5-round average from each one of them, starting with these 115s first. Remember, the box on these was saying 1160, so let's see how close we get. Got 1106, 1091, 1092, got an error. 1083, let me get one more round. All right, last one to finish it out. And 1077, so right there at 1100. I'm pretty sure that's about what it was last time. Let's check out the average. All right, so our 5-round average from those 115s was 1089 feet per second. So that's about, what, 80 or so feet per second off of what that box is listed. Now, granted, I'm sure they tested that out of a much longer barrel, so not really terrible, I guess, for 115. I'd definitely like to see better, but let's reset it and check out the 124s. All right, let's check out these 124s and see what we get out of them. Like I said, I don't think these things even hit 1000 last time, so I'm expecting a little under 1000 from these. Well, let's see what happens here. We got 1000 exactly. 991. 1018. 1008. And then 992, so that's about what I figured. Let's check that average. All right, so our 5-round average that time from the 124s was 1001 feet per second. So again, still well short of the advertised box velocities. If you remember out them 115s, it was 1089, so you're talking about 88 feet per second faster from these 115s. 88 feet per second, that's right at 9%, so I guess you could call that significance. Personally, I'm worried that neither one of these are gonna do well through this cloth. They were, if I'm remembering right, they did well enough through bare gel, but nothing fantastic. So I'm thinking this cloth might be just enough to shut them down, but maybe I'll be wrong. Let me get this reset and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's heavy cloth is the final boss, jelly time. We'll put one of each round into the gel. We're gonna start with this 115 first. Like I said, I'm kind of worried about these. Let's see what happens. Hopefully they prove me wrong. All right, that should have been a good one. Let me go down there and see what I got. Well, y'all, unfortunately, I was right to be worried about that one because it did an absolutely terrible job. So I don't expect anything out of this 124. It's probably going to do exactly the same. May go even further. Just depends on how it tumbles. Well, let's send one down there anyhow. All right, that should have been another good one. Let me make sure everything stayed in. Let's check out what we got. All right, y'all, let's check out what we got down here. So obviously I've got you flipped to the other side again. We got some pretty weird results out of this one, I'll have to say. So on the top here, that was your 115. It comes in here, very little disruption at all. Right here, you get some disruption. That's probably a tumble because as you'll see, the projectile is sitting backwards. So little disruption there. Then it turns right back into nothing but just a really thin pencil line. And you probably can't see it. I think you can see it poking behind this other track. I'll give you a different angle where you can see it, but it's completely backwards and no expansion whatsoever out of that one. And then on the bottom is your 124. Strangely enough, this one performed better than the 115. So as you can see, nice little action there going on, nice disruption, carries through this first block into the second block. Now from here on, it's just a really thin little line, and there's your projectile there facing forward, and this one's actually got some expansion to it. Now, not a whole lot, but it's got some, whereas the 115 had absolutely none. But as far as our penetration, this 115 is sitting out here at 23 inches, and then the 124 is at exactly 22 inches. So pretty much the same over penetration on both of these. And then here's your little closer look. Again, on the top's the 115, the bottom was the 124. So as you can see, big difference. Nothing really from the 115 until you get in this area right here. Like I said, that's more than likely a tumble right there. Then as you can see, it keeps on trucking, nothing but a really thin little line, and then there you see it back there backwards and no expansion at all. And then the 124, you see it here, it's actually got some expansion. All right, let's check out these projectiles, y'all. So 124 here, 115 here. Like I said, absolutely nothing on this 115. Now, you can tell, I don't know how well that's gonna come through, but it thought about doing something for a secondary, but just didn't have it in it. I don't know if it tumbled around too soon or what the deal was, because there wasn't any cloth clogged in it. Now, it could have been clogged because there is some cloth left in the track, so could have been clogged and then emptied itself out just too late to expand. But whatever the case, that one right there is an absolute fail. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And then the 124, like I said, oddly enough, actually did better than the 115. You can see here, it did give you some expansion. Now, not a whole lot, and this definitely isn't the way it should perform 100%, but it did give you some expansion. Now, it's still got crazy penetration, pretty much the same as this 115, so I don't know how much that expansion did as far as keeping it from going too far. But let's get some weights on them and see what we got. So this one started at 115, and it's actually at 115.2, so may have picked up a little gel, just maybe some tolerances in manufacturing. Your 124 here, it's actually at 122.7, so it could have lost a couple little flakes of lead. More than likely it did. It expanded out, so and the lead looks a little jagged, so probably lost a couple little flakes of lead. And now as far as expansion, obviously, of course, this 115 had none, but we'll get the base anyway. You got 354 on that, and then as far as the length of it, you got 552. And then your 124 here, you got 424, 423, and 439. So like I say, you definitely got some expansion, but not very much at all. So there you have it, y'all. The Ammo Inc. 115 versus 124 round 2 through the heavy clothing this time. Like I mentioned the first time, and y'all can go back and check the video out, they did pretty well through the Bear Gel. Nothing fabulous, nothing fantastic to go just crazy over, but they did do the job. Now this time around, the 115 was an absolute fail. I mean, there's no doubt about that. The 124, it was not a fail by any means, but definitely not what most people would probably want to see. I would personally want to see more expansion if that's what I'm using, is an expanding round. As far as the penetration, I know a lot of people are not going to be okay with that much penetration, so most people would probably call this one a fail too. Now, I personally don't call it a total fail, but it is definitely, again, nothing to brag about, and what I'm seeing here is a consistency problem. All right, y'all, that's another 9mm test in the books and some pretty surprising results on this one. Like I said, these definitely did not perform as well as they did through that Bear gel. And again, mainly what sticks out to me on this is inconsistency. That 124 performing better than the 115 at a slower speed shows you right there that something's out of whack. The consistency just is not here with this ammo. Now, like I said, the first time it did much better, but again, it still was nothing fabulous. It was perfectly acceptable and would do the job. And like I say, almost every time, both of these right here would more than likely do the job too, but it's just not what you're expecting from a hollow point round like this. If you can't rely on your ammo to at least do what you expect it to do every time, and you ever had to use it, then there's no telling what you would end up with. But let me know what y'all think about what you saw out here today. Obviously, it didn't do near as well in the Bear gel, but is it still doing good enough for you to carry it if you are carrying this stuff? Let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. If you did enjoy the video, take a second to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you got your notifications on so you don't miss anything when I upload it. Take a second if y'all would and check out my affiliate links in the video description. If you use those links, anything you buy after that, I get a kickback from them towards the channel, so I really do appreciate that. Once again, I appreciate all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all out there for supporting the channel like y'all do. Lots of really good stuff headed your way, so be on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.